let's for an example, if you are working for that company for very long term and you know well and good about that particular company applications as well as the database and transactional mode, and when that transactional is going to very peak level, that means the hitting ratio will be very high, and when the transaction hitting ratio will be very less, that and all you knows, that comes under you knows well and good about that particular applications and that particular instance. And second mode is you don't know about that companies and you don't know about the product which they are using, and you are very new to the company. Then how you are treating to that particular instance as well as to that particular customer, that we will see one by one. Okay, first we are going to check, um, we knows that company well, and we knows the product well and good, and immediately we got a call or we got a email alert ki, uh, so and so issues I am getting here. I am my product, when I'm trying to run the job, the job getting very stuck, very long term it is in stuck mode. So I don't know what happened here. Okay, this is the one error user is finding and user is complaining to you. So how you are going to troubleshoot that things? First of all, what you have to see is, you have to check the services, that means SQL Server agent and SQL Server services. So if the services is up, then later you have to check the SQL Servers connection strings, what and all connection is going on, and the connection strings is working fine or not, that things you have to check. And again, next one is you have to check the performance of memory and CPU, that and all things you have to check basic stuff, that I'll show you one by one. So first, let's say if my SQL Server agent is not running because of some patching activity, some server level activity, they have rebooted and the agent is not running, and from that day onwards some job is running and it is in hold state. So because a job is running from agent application, because an application team only known about application only, they will not get the error detail. So you have to check here, and simply you have to start the agent service. Once the agent service is up, then you have to check what and all job is in hold state. You have to restart the job, that's it. Okay, this is the one error which commonly user will face. And other error is SQL Server is not running, like SQL Server is offline and user is trying to connect. So again you have to come this uh, config service. Under the config service you have to start the SQL Server. These are like a very basic issues which users are getting, so you have to keep in mind and you have to check this first. Later you have to go to a SQL Server, you have to check the SQL Server and that services one by one. This is the SQL Server. Okay, I am connected to SQL Server and I am checking whether there is any blocking session. Okay, no blocking is happen. Okay, so next I'll check whether there is external services connected to SQL. Let's say this is the external SP. How you will find out whether that service or the external from external server some application is connecting or not? How you are going to find out? Here you will get the SPs. Okay, this is the SP session ID. Here you will get the status runnable or it is not running, and this is the login detail, and this is the host. Via host you will find out from which host it is connecting. Okay, let's say this is the local laptop I'm connecting now. So here it is showing same, and if you go real time, there you will find lot of application connection. So if the application is connecting well and good, then no need to worry. So you have to check some other area, some other steps. Let's say um, here we have a CPUs and memory, that things you have to check one by one. Okay, now here we have a activity monitor. Okay, under activity monitor it will show you the process time, how much time it took to complete the process, and is there any waiting task for completing this task, that and all things here you will get. Okay, and here you will get the process detail, what and all process is running here at present in this particular session. Okay, so these things you have to check. And ఒక నిమిషం ఆఫ్లైన్ ఒక నిమిషం ఒరే నిమిషం oh, uh, this is what we have to check. And in this one services, if let's say if I'm checking here number of session, what and all session is connecting, that I'm getting here the buffer cache hit ratio, buffer memory cache hit ratio, that and all you will get here. Also you can sort out with the here by you can able to filter here. Okay, you can able to filter. If you want to see in detail, you will get from here. Okay, and disk expensive query, that things you will get in real time. At present I'm not fired any query, so I'm going to show you that things as well. Here the MBs read second, write second. Now you are not getting more because I'm not fired any query, that I am going to show you in very soon. Okay, um, so as if now we have seen some plan and unplan. This is common for plan act. If you knows that application well, if you don't know that, you can you have to check this manner first. If you knows that application well, then what you will do, how you will going to react. Let's say you know that particular server having some problem, that particular instance having some problem, so how you are going to react. This is the instance. Okay, and this is the database adventure. You knows that database having some problem, so how you are going to react that. This particular table in adventures, some transaction table is there. The transaction table you have to check first. Okay, this is the sales stores. Okay, number of transaction is there, that is present. But you knows here we have some problem in indexes, so how you are going to verify whether the problem is there or not. Okay, this is the display estimate clause. So here you will see um, the query, how the query is fired, and is there any index is missing or anything need to be done in changes level. So this is the select query. Under select query, what and all it is performing. This is the cache plan cache size of cache is 16 KB, and the number of subtract cost, this is the top cost of IO, how the cost is calculate for reading a transactional. This is the index scan. Basically best approach is to click the index, but here you can see I used a top query, and top query is we are using in general very to analyze the report in monthly base or in quarterly. Once we used to verify some report, for that reason we are using a top query. So I'm using a top query so that it is calculating and giving the report. If you see here, physical operations and logical operations all comes under a scan only, because it scan a complete record. And here it is not possible to do anything because it is a monthly or quarterly ones. If let's say it is a daily basis, then we can do some changes in a index manner. Let's say if index is there for a whole table, then according to the report which we are taking regularly, based on that report we can modify. But this one is monthly ones. For monthly ones we can't modify complete report. That and all we have to keep in mind. If the index is not there and if the report is taking huge time, then we have to create a index. Okay, so how you will find out whether the index is present or not? Like this you will find out. Okay, this is a very basic GUI. Via this you can able to find out there is any index present or not. Okay, this is the cluster index. Okay, this is the database log ID. They have created a cluster index. If you want to include any column, you will able to include here. So this is what we will see in my session as well. In my coming videos and chapter, I'll cover up in detail about indexes, about a missing index and creating indexes, and how we can sort out the issues and increase the performance. That and all I will cover. So coming session, in this continuing session, I am going to cover up some real time issues. Okay, this is what a blocking. So if some blocking is happened, then what is your first step, and how you are going to troubleshoot the blocking section is completely it's not it's unavoidable, but we can minimize the blocking as well as deadlocking. So blocking, today I am going to show you some blocking session. Okay, this is the adventure work. Under test table I am going to insert this record. Okay, once I inserted the record is inserted. Okay, but when I am executing this query, select query, this select query, what happened, just see. It's a real time I'm going to create a blocking. This blocking, if you want to again, if you want to check this performance, this query, this query execution plan, it is completely scanning a table. Okay, it is completely scanning a table. We can able to add some indexes here. At the same time, the query which I am executing, it's a very simple, and the record in this table, how much you just estimate and trigger in this comment box. I'll show you right away how many record is present in this table and the size of table. Just estimate and share in a comment box. Just see the record of this table and size of the table. Row count is 7 only. The size of database size is only 0.016 MB. Okay, the table is very small and record is very small, but what happened, why it is not executing and it is taking more time? Any idea? Any idea? Then just tell me whom you will contact and how you are going to resolve. Do you have any ideas on it? This blocking session how happen, we will see here. This is the blocking session for 67. Okay, you can see 67 is suspended state, 67 is not uh, completed, it is still running state. If you see 66, 66 session status, 66, this session is almost done. If you see here 66, this is sleeping, this is sleeping, and what query was fired we will see now. So this I'll show you SQL underscore handle. This one we have to fire to get the text of a running query. Okay, so this is the one which I'm going to fire right away. So here if you see this is the query. You will get this is the 67 and 68. Let's say that session is completed, but I want to get that particular session detail, where session id equal to 66. Okay, this is done. That is what here here it is not showing. dbcc input buffer. This is one more query. With that you can able to get the particular transaction report. Okay, dbcc. Okay, this is the query which is blocking. Okay, this is the query which I already triggered. If you see, this is the 66 id and this is the 66 where I trigger this one, and this is sleeping session, but this is not allowing this session to complete. This is because only simple answer is this is like we have used begin transactional. This begin transactional basically using in banking domain and other domain where they don't know whether this transaction will commit or not. Maybe the user who is given 100 rupees to deposit his bank, it will be sure or not, and the in bank or some transactional area they are not very sure. They will wait till the end. There they issue say EOD and begin of the day and end of the day, BOD and EOD, and in EOD only they used to use a commit. So let's say if the transaction is commit for banking domain, they used to use these things for a crores of record, not for a single record they used to insert. In that area the report will be come in the this one report will be in a hang state, because once that is commit, then only you are able to retrieve the report. So now what I am doing here is I am committing. Once the commit is happen, immediately you can see here the report. This is what the transactional performance impact will be happen. If you knows well and good about the transactional, then you will not face this kind of issues. Okay, we have a different kind of transactional here. I'll show you one by one. Okay, so I believe till now you are able to understand the blocking and locking mechanism, how work and all. So with blocking, what and all problem we will face, that I show you. So in locking, SQL Server having different type of lock, that is shared lock, exclusive lock, update lock, and is intent lock, and intent update lock. These locks are basically are different lock, but usually the shared lock is allowing other transactional to take a report as well. Exclusive lock is very problematic lock, because if your session having exclusive lock, then your session in a trouble. Okay, so your session you are not able to other transaction will not able to do any insert, update or modifications on that. So in these sessions we have covered a blocking. So next section we are going to show you a deadlock real time, and I believe you will also enjoy the coming session. So if you are new, please subscribe and support me. Thank you so much.